Welcome back. It's been over a year. Welcome to Pick Me Up at 9.
Who are we? I don't even know anymore.
Yeah, for real.
New house, new things. We started actually Pick Me Up at 9 in Idaho.
Okay.
And then we went to our last house in Missoula. We finished school, or I finished my degree, and then we came to Missoula, and then we just left that house that we were in not too long ago, and now we're in a new place. It's old, it's really cool, a lot more space, and it's a lot more affordable.
It was built after World War II.
Yeah. Our snacks of choice are, what is it, apple juice?
Yeah.
It's
This
delicious.
is simply apple juice. And then I wanted you to try this. Do you like them?
I do. They taste a little, interesting.
Oniony?
Yeah.
The flavor is sweet onion.
Sweet Maui onion.
I thought it was really unique. I liked
give
it.
the flavor, I would say like a 5 out of 10, like right in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
There are very few things that are actually a 10 out of 10. So like Pringles, my absolute favorite, are like a 9 out of 10.
Okay.
So that they're not even a 10 out of 10, but
Okay.
5 out of 10. So I like them. I'm gonna eat them. They're good. I would, however, give it a 10 out of 10 on the crunchiness scale.
Yeah.
They're extremely crunchy. Like, listen to this.
Yeah, it's a good crunch. And Stranger Things Season 5 is coming out, and that was, I think, the first thing that we talked about on this show.
Yep, Season 5.
What the heck is going to happen? It comes out tomorrow.
The craze on the internet is insane right now. I've read people saying that they're skipping work. I read something saying a guy got fired from his job because he was planning on missing work so that he could be at home all day watching the new season, and he got fired because of it. I've seen tons and tons and tons of posts. Just people are freaking out about this new season. For good reason. It's a great show, and as you know, if you've watched the show, our YouTube channel, we love the show. It's one of our favorites, so we're extremely excited to see the new season. Yeah.
The first one we were going to look at is from Yahoo. Okay. Do you think Will, how do you even say that?
Physically or psychically?
Psychically manifested the Upside Down to look like Hawkins?
No.
I don't think so either.
I don't think so, because of the Russian connection and the fact that they had a Demogorgon in Russia.
Was
And
that
there's,
before the Upside Down was opened by Al, or after?
That was after. Yeah, that was like season 4, I thought.
So I mean, they could have
I don't
tried
know.
on them and taken it.
I don't know. I think the Upside Down is a replica of our world. I think it's a different dimension, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thought. And I don't think that Will had any impact on the Upside Down.
No, I don't think so either. I think he was a vulnerable kid who was sad, who wanted more love and attention in his life. Nice. I mean, he's got some daddy issues too. His dad is kind of a deadbeat. And yeah. What I wonder, kind of follow up with this, is what the heck was Will doing during his time in the Upside Down? Because he was gone for a while.
He was hiding.
He was hiding, but everyone else died. I mean, it seems like the majority of people who were going into the Upside Down, like Barb, and I don't know, I guess Barb was really the only one who was like taken into the Upside Down and then killed. And then besides that, it was the bone cracking stuff. And
that's the weird thing. Why were they taken into the Upside Down? That was never explained, right? Like,
there are some theories on that. I mean, you see that in season 4 that Henry or Vecna likes to use people's vulnerabilities against them. So I've seen some theories that, like, he kind of took Barb captive in order to feed off of her vulnerabilities a little bit.
That would make
and
sense.
utilize that.
That would make sense. And
he's also just an evil guy, you know?
Yeah.
Or at least it seems, you know? He's very twisted, so there might not be really a rhyme or reason for why he...
When Will was taken, too, he was in a really vulnerable state, so...
I just feel like... So they say in the trailer for season 5, I don't know if you've seen it. Have you seen the trailer?
I have not. I don't want anything spoiled
I will not
necessarily.
Say anything from
I'm
the
good
trailer.
With theories, but I didn't want to watch the trailer because I saw that someone had said that it was, like, kind of lame, that they had shown a few things.
Okay.
So I want to be surprised when I see the last season, so.
I will not spoil the trailer for you, but we do know that Vecna has used Will, or at least the Mind Flayer has used him, and he can sense the Mind Flayer. So I feel like while Will was in the Upside Down, that he might not have just been hiding, that he may have been interacting with Vecna in there and...
Controlled by him or following along? Just
interacting with him, like maybe they were doing some sort of planning. It just doesn't make sense that he was alive for that long, unless he really just has like his own superpowers or something that helped him to stay alive. But I think Vecna really could have been like keeping him alive for a specific purpose to utilize him for later. And that could be too that because he recognized that he had powers, that he's like, ooh, I might be able to use you later, or whatever.
Yeah, well, maybe Barb had powers.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I think there was more going on than him just hiding. I think there was some stuff going down with him and Vecna.
That's a good thought.
This next one is interesting. Hopper's daughter was also experimented on. I had never thought about that, but I totally think that could be a thing. What do you think?
Yeah, so he had a daughter named Sarah who died of cancer. I don't really think that she has too much more to play in this story other than Hopper's backstory, which solidifies his connection to Elle, i.e. the daughter he wasn't able to raise for very long. So, but this is an interesting thought.
Did you see the similarities that they explained later down?
Yeah.
That he was crying in a stairwell that was like the same shot, the same spot where Dr. Owens was bleeding. And then there's a stuffed lion that appears in Eleven's room when he breaks into the lab, and also appears in Castle Byers and on Sarah's lap. That's a weird connection. Was there like a picture with Sarah with the lion on it? Is that what they're talking about? Or like a flashback?
Maybe it was in some of her old things.
Yeah, so either that can be symbolic, like tying them together, or I don't know. Or she got that from the lab. I don't know. Anyways, I'm not saying it's 100% sure, but those are some pretty big deal Easter eggs in there, and I think it shouldn't be ruled out. And I feel like that would really get people fired up, because we already know that Hopper's like super protective. So if he were to find out something like this, I feel like that would just like, he would go like batshit crazy and just...
Yeah.
Especially if his daughter was still alive, like...
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, you know?
Yeah. Maybe she was taken.
She might have already been died. She might have already died though at that point at the lab because Elle went crazy and killed a bunch of. Well, I guess it wasn't Elle. It was one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He killed all the kids.
Yeah. But I think
know.
that's interesting. There's the thing about Barb's death meaning to feed Vecna. We kind of talked about that. Stranger Thing and It exist in the same universe? I don't think so. I think that the Duffer Brothers just enjoy the horror genre and they wanted to have a fun connection.
Yeah, I don't think that one holds any water. My favorite theory is this next one, that all of Stranger Things is a D&D campaign. It's my favorite because all of the main characters kind of have some strengths and some weaknesses of characters that you would typically play or species that you would typically play in a Dungeons and Dragons campaign. Not to mention the fact of all the similarities of all the different stages of development of the story and the stages of development in a Dungeons and Dragons storyline. Or at least the way that a dungeon master would try to help the players portray the storyline. That being said, I don't think this one is true, even though I do kind of wish it was a little bit true. I don't think it is. Because of the fact that the Duffer Brothers have said a couple of different things about that. Because that was one of the first theories that people recognized as like, hey, wait a minute, the process of the episodes and the seasons is almost exactly like this Dungeons and Dragons campaign. But they have confirmed that they drew heavy inspiration from Dungeons and Dragons, but they are not following a campaign. So, I don't know. I still think that we could be shocked and find out tomorrow when it comes out that this all was just a campaign, a crazy campaign, and everyone's alive. Everyone that died is alive, and they're all sitting around a table together with the main characters, and everyone's happy and having fun. That would be great. But
I feel like the Duffer Brothers are too creative to do something that's like an annoying meta type thing like that.
No, yeah, I don't think they would. Not to mention the fact that they have also said, or someone also said, that people are going to die in this film. It's going to contain one of the most gruesome deaths.
I think they said the most.
Yeah.
Was it the most?
Yeah,
which
the
is
most
crazy
gruesome
to me.
death of the whole series, which is insane because, man, some of those deaths with the last season were freaking nuts.
Yeah, I don't know if
So,
I'm ready.
Yeah, it's interesting. So, I don't think that one holds water, unfortunately.
Yeah. Next one says it's all time travel. We know there's going to be time travel involved, 100%. I mean, 99% sure. Like, there's a clock. It shows the scene where, like, it's Nancy's room, and it was like it was when she was, like, in the first season, right?
Yeah.
So, and this says there could be a time loop scenario like the Groundhog Day, but with monsters. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know what extent they'll do time travel, but I'm sure it'll have some sort of play in it. I really hope they don't do the thing. This might show it later in one of these lists. But I really hope they don't do the thing like they do in No Way Home Spider-Man, where, like, Elle is like, I have to go back in time, but erase everyone's memory of me, or I have to die so they don't have to go through all this. That would really make me annoyed. I do not. I personally did not like that ending choice with No Way Home, and I don't like that wrap up. I think that the relationship should be maintained. If she's gonna sacrifice herself, that would be sad, but, like, at least just, like, have it be a sacrifice, but they still have the memory of her and all their memories of bonding together. Because then it just feels like it was for nothing, and yeah. I don't know.
I really like that theory, so we'll just cover it. That trope is very common. So I do think it's possible that they end up employing that trope. But I think they might have their own kind of creative twist on it. Like, yes, she ends up sacrificing herself.
Yeah.
yes, they end up not forgetting, or remembering, excuse me, they end up forgetting that L even existed, or the Upside Down was a place, or anything like that ever happened. But what I think is probably going to end up happening is that she's going to sacrifice herself and be able to go back in time and prevent one from causing the destruction.
Like from killing all the kids or something.
Yep, and we'll find out somehow that the whole situation with Dr. Brenner is actually a super important thing. It's necessary for the the world or whatever, and she's gonna end up saving the day that way. But they won't remember who she is because they would not have met her, and the Upside Down would not have been created or opened by L. So that's how I perceive that, which would be, one of those kind of dramatic, poetic endings that they're looking for if they did that. But I don't know.
I kind of hope there's not too much like time altering things. I'm kind of sick of stuff like that, to be honest. I think if you're gonna mess with time travel, you better do really well at it.
Yeah.
So hopefully the Duffer Brothers will do well at that. There's this Nerdist article. The real Will is still in the Upside Down.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't think so, but what are your thoughts?
I saw that and I was kind of freaking out because did they mention it in the description? No, they did not. In one of the seasons with Billy.
Yeah.
All those people were kind of taken over in the mind by the mind flayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why wouldn't it also just be possible that, with the thing that was down Will's throat in the first season when they found him in the Upside Down, like it was obviously feeding off of something with Will. He probably would have died, but they saved him. What if that was like in some gross way, like an embryonic version of Will?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and they grabbed him and pulled him out of there, and of course he remembered who his mom was. And that would explain his connection to the Mind Flayer, because the Mind Flayer basically is part of like the whole ecosystem that is the Upside Down. It's like a living thing. So, I don't know. I think it's entirely possible that Will was created by the Upside Down, and Will is somewhere still in the Upside Down.
Yeah, he seems too good and too pure, though. I don't know. I could see, I don't know. There's definitely a lot of times that Vecna or the Mind Flayer or whatever has gone inside of people, like talked for people like Billy, or even Vecna, like created these like vision mind games.
Yeah.
Where he was like these uncanny versions of people, but I think there would be a bigger tell if that wasn't the real Will.
Yeah.
What did you want to talk about?
With Erica being the character that ends up defeating Vecna in the end because of the scene in their Dungeons and Dragons campaign where she rolls a natural 20 and defeats, the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
I think that one would be cool. And the reason why is because I've seen a couple people explain that Elle is 11, her sister is 8, that makes 19, and in order to get 20, which is the highest score that you can land, is 1. And therefore 1 is actually not who he is supposed to be, and somehow he's gonna come in and help them defeat the Mind Flayer and the Upside Down completely. I don't know. I like that theory. I don't think it's at all possible, like all of these theories. I think that we're going to be shocked and surprised, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, Vecna really could just be a puppet. One could really just be a puppet to a bigger, badder monster.
I think it is. I think he is, personally.
Like, and maybe even him being, like, messed up as a kid, like, maybe there's some other reason why he's so messed up as a kid. Maybe there's been some bigger monster that's been messing with him all along.
Yeah, well, with that, a lot of people have said if it is a D&D campaign, Vecna is a lot like a certain character that's a bad guy that is a boss that you have to fight, but there's a bigger and badder boss that's like the main bad guy.
The Mind Flayer, probably, right?
No, it's a dragon.
Oh.
His name's like Boris or something.
Oh, okay.
But he takes a back seat all the way up until the very end, and then all of the Dungeons and Dragons players are completely shocked and caught off guard. Like, there's this insane, monstrous evil that's like way bigger, way scarier, and way more evil than they thought with the other bad guy.
Yeah.
It basically makes Vecna look like a stuffed animal compared to the actual bad guy pulling the strings. So that it's a crazy theory, and I don't think that the Duffer Brothers would do it because of the poster board that they used for the season. It's got Vecna's face on it, so
yeah,
I just don't think that they would have introduced
Maybe.
in the last season that there's like all of a sudden like a dragon that they have to kill. But maybe. I don't know. It would certainly make for an insane ending, so.
Noah, the guy who plays Will, did say that Vecna is a misunderstood villain.
There you go.
And
That's
Millie,
what I'm saying. I don't know.
Millie came at him. I mean, sorry. Hopefully that's not a spoiler. But yeah, this 11 and Will are twins separated at birth is interesting. I don't think so, but they do look alike, and that would be interesting because they both have powers.
It is interesting how in the first season, most people who saw Elle thought that she was like a little boy until she put the wig on. So,
they look similar, kind of. Yeah. One thing that I was trying to remember was like, where did 11 really get her powers again? And I was being reminded, like, okay, like, her mom was doing these experiments. She was with the lab, right? And that's what gave her a little bit of telekinesis. And then I think some of that went through the womb. I don't know. Kind of. But then mainly 11 got her powers because she was taken and being experimented on. And I'm curious to see, like, if there are more flashbacks from her at the lab. I would kind of think so. Because she has so much trauma, and a lot of the fourth season was like, okay, what actually happened?
Yeah.
I imagine there's going to be a lot more flashbacks, especially if there is time travel. Were there any of the Reddit ones you wanted to talk about? They're so silly.
Reddit is literally 99.9% trolls. So
yeah. But they were funny.
It makes it really hard to say anything serious on Reddit. You know who you are. If you are a Reddit troll, then I don't need to explain it. But yeah, there are some that I've seen on Reddit that are really good. In this thread, I don't know.
Scott being the hero, the teacher, right? Isn't that the teacher?
Yeah, people just keep mentioning all of these like side characters like Ted or
Ted, the dad.
Yeah, Scott.
Nancy's dad.
Not
being the
Nancy's
hero.
mom is the hero. Like
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted is a secret badass and the parent that Nancy gets her sharpshooting skills from.
Yeah, I do like the one that mentions that Elle is gonna have to sacrifice herself in the end. But she's not gonna die. She's gonna actually end up sacrificing her powers somehow, and that's what's gonna save the day. So she saves the day, but because of the way that she has to do it, her powers go away as well, which I could actually really see, because from the beginning, all she wanted was to kind of be accepted and included in this normal lifestyle that was Mike's and his group of friends. So that would be like a happy resolution, and I can see a few different ways that the Duffer Brothers would actually like put that together to make it.
That'd be a nice ending.
Yeah, like a really nice ending. So I don't know.
I could see too, though, like when you look at the parts in the seasons where Ella's at the lab, like it's a lot of training, right? Where those kids are doing all these exercises. And, like, yeah, they're doing, like, some testing on them. But a lot of it is just, like, training, right? So I could see, like, the gang and just different people in Hawkins in general being able to tap into some sort of power that they didn't realize that they had. Like, kind of this whole, like, the power is within all of you type of thing, and everyone has their own gifts, and they just have to, like, train and work hard at it. Maybe Elle will, like, kind of help train people so they could defeat Vecna together. Mm-hmm. That would be really cool. Kind of back to Ted, though. Someone said Ted is like CSI or something, and he's very involved in the events in Hawkins and knows more than he's letting on. I actually kind of like that, though, because he's portrayed as this, like, I just sit around, I'm kind of dull, so maybe it's a front, guy. You know?
Well, maybe he, we don't even know what he does for work, do we? Mm-mm. So, yeah, maybe he is. There's a really twisted theory that Vecna will use Max's comatose body as a puppet. That. Great theory, whoever you are that posted that. That would be insane and really sad. But good. So.
Well, I think too that, like, she could be, like, partially in the upside down still, you know? Because she is in this coma state.
Yeah.
I think we might have talked about that in a previous one. But yeah, I think she could still be be there and, like, either trying to defeat Vecna there or hide from him there. But yeah, she's there, but she's not really, because she's actually in the upside down, like her soul is. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm going to be really sad and really annoyed if Max never wakes up.
I am too.
I saw on the poster board that Lucas was carrying Max.
Yeah, he, like, wants to save her to the ends of the earth.
That freaks me out. Nothing freaks me out more than, like, something bad is happening and there's someone that you love that you have to, like, rescue from that terrible situation, but they're unconscious.
It's gonna be so intense.
I've done buddy carries in wrestling in high school, and basically they have to go limp noodle, and you have to somehow pick up that person and drag them or carry them from one spot to the next. It is not easy, even if it's someone that weighs about the same as you or lighter than you. It's very hard. So
yeah,
that freaks me out, and that would make me really sad if she never woke up. So
I really hope she comes back. I really hope so. It'd be interesting because we have seen that Will has some connection to Vecna or some sort of powers, possibly, if Joyce also does somehow, you know? Because if her son has it, maybe she does. She is, like, kind of seen as this crazy lady, but it's just because she's a protective mom, mainly, I think. But I think some of her, like, supposed kookiness or whatever could be a hint to, like, some abilities that maybe she has. So that would be interesting. We've talked about the locked door thing, like the Demodog or the Demogorgon that, like...
Yeah, so someone had pointed out, and then the Duffer Brothers commented and mentioned that this was a good thought. That in season 1, when Will knows that something is up and he's trying to call someone, he notices that the sliding lock on the door gets moved from the outside somehow to the open position, and it falls loose, so the door is wide open. That being said, though, the Demogorgon does not have telekinetic powers at all. So who opened the door? And that...
I can't even remember who was all in that scene. Like, 11 wasn't there, right?
No, we hadn't even met her yet.
It could have been 11.
It was right as Will was disappearing. Was being taken.
Yeah.
I think it could be 11 who did it, because as soon as Will went missing and his friends went out into the rain to try to find Will, they ran into Elle.
Yeah.
So either that or it could be one somehow that's moving things around for the Demogorgon, and he was just too weak to do anything about it. I don't know, but it's weird because the Demogorgon was not the one who opened the lock on Will's door. Someone else did, and it was definitely done by telekinetic power. So, very interesting.
That is interesting. Let's look at the episode titles.
Yes.
So, go ahead.
One more thing that I did see on Reddit a while back that I really liked was that this is, in terms of time travel, Elle is a time traveler being used by Dr. Brenner in a lab to try to prevent the Upside Down from occurring, or to try to somehow figure out the way to defeat the Mind Flayer. But she has to keep going back in time to start over and figure it out. And that somehow in the very end, the way it's going to end is that she figures out what they need, and so she ends up going back in time, and it starts over again. So she has to relive the whole story again, but she gets to do it the right way, and she gets to be with her friends, and she gets to defeat.
That'd be cute.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think if anyone's able to time travel, it definitely would be Elle.
I think so.
Because she can go and see people with the radios.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot about that. They have, like, hinted heavily at, like, how much radios are going to be used. And they've said, like, it's going to be used in a different way than, like, there's going to be even more to it. I mean, you've seen that with Vecna, like, the music, and then, like, with what Elle has used, and do you copy, like, it's been used over and over. So chapter 1 is the crawl. I don't know. Any thoughts on that?
I don't like that.
I mean, there's the tunnels, so they could be crawling through tunnels.
I don't like it at all.
Chapter 2, the vanishing of. In the first season, it was the vanishing of Will, right? So they could do some sort of thing back to that, or it could be a disappearance of someone else.
Or how about the disappearance of Hawkins?
Oh, yeah.
That just gets erased from the map.
Oh, that'd be crazy.
I don't know.
There's the Turnbow trap. I was seeing that there's, like, a new character.
There's a couple, I think.
Named Derek Turnbow. Theory suggests the trap could be a plan by the characters to lure Vecna's monster, a trap set by Vecna to capture the group, or a trap involving the Turnbow's family, wealth, estate, or property. So, supposedly there's a new character. I don't really know where the source for that is, but,
It must be that new kid that's on the poster board.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even see that. And then there's Shock Jock. I mean, jocks I can think of would be Lucas. Plays basketball. So, he could get electrocuted? I don't know. Some way. Escape from Camazotz. Doesn't that relate to the bat thing? What's Camazotz? Do we know?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Camazotz. A bat god, yeah. A bat god from Mayan mythology known as Death Bat. So, here's the thing. The Duffer Brothers had said that Eddie is 6 feet under when people ask if he's dead. I know it's a stretch, but 6 feet under, like the upside down, he could be in the upside down, 6 feet under. But I think, like, the reason why they might be saying, like, oh, so-and-so is dead is because, like, in a sense they are dead. Like, the old versions of themselves are dead, but they come back in a new way, like as a monster or, like, some other sort of different creature, you know?
Yeah.
So, and he could come back as some sort of bat god because he was attacked. Or they're just gonna, like, talk about the bat creatures again. I don't know.
I think,
what do you think?
In some, gosh, I'm making a mess. In some D&D campaigns, I'm pretty sure that there's, like, a bat woman. Not like Batman, Marvel comics. But that there's, like, a lady that controls the bats, and she's like supposed to be the number 2 to the head honcho, the bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that could be another bad guy that is the key to destroying Vecna that they have to take down first. And so they have to deal with the bat things again.
Oh.
Which would be terrible.
Annoying.
Because those
Yeah,
things
we
are
don't want to
freaky.
deal with those. I kind of hope that, I don't know, I kind of hope that Steve finds some other love interest who, like, is just a better person. Nancy's kind of annoying, to be honest.
She's a badass.
She's really cool, you know. She has good aim, and I mean she matures over the seasons. They both have their kind of punk phases in high school, so that makes sense. But it'd be kind of nice if maybe her and Jonathan just worked out, I think, and Steve found someone who wants to like go on road trips with him. I don't know. Maybe Nancy wants to do that though. But I don't want Jonathan to be alone.
I don't know.
Sad.
I'm so sick of their love triangle. It's annoying to me.
The bridge. Do you remember there being any bridge?
Mm-mm. I think L is the bridge between the upside down and the right side up. So I think it could be about her. I don't know.
We do see that there's this earthquake, right?
Yeah.
A big crack in the ground. So
Yeah.
maybe it's creating the bridge there. Sealing Hawkins up.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the right side up. But one thing to remember is that they're like kind of in the upside down. You know? Right? Don't they kind of hint at that in the last episode? You see like the snow, like dust type stuff, so it's kind of like the upside down is coming out to them. So maybe this whole season they're pretty much in the upside down and they're trying to get back to normal, and that's why it ends with the right side up. We're getting back to normal again.
That's why I think Hawkins is literally gone. I think with the whole cracking and severing of the whole town that happened, that it literally just, the upside down swallowed Hawkins. Swallowed it up. It's gone.
And all the monsters that are in the upside down are just there now. And everyone's
surrounding
fighting them.
Yep.
Totally. It's gonna be crazy.
I literally don't know a thing about it. All I know is people's theories and what I've heard from little snippets from sound bites from the Duffer Brothers. So I'm extremely excited to see what they do to wrap it up. It's been a long time coming, so I'm glad it's finally coming to an end.
I'm so excited.
Don't lose your job for a TV series. Come on, like you'll get a chance to see it. There's always the chance that it's just gonna crash Netflix completely too, because there's gonna be so many people watching it that it's just gonna crash Netflix, and you're not even gonna be able to watch it anyways. Is it worth losing your job for that? I don't think so.
I don't think it will be. I don't know. I'm sure I'm gonna be left on a hook, and I'm gonna want to watch another episode, but I really kind of want to pace myself with these and enjoy it and be like, okay, one episode a night, but it's probably gonna torture me during the day. I'm probably just gonna be thinking about it all freaking day.
That is something that I saw from one of the cast members, that basically, like, you're not gonna want to watch just the first episode. Like, at least plan to watch the first and second episode.
Oh, really?
Because the first episode is like that feeling of like, we're back and I gotta know what happens next, and like it's gonna be intoxicating to figure out how things play out. So I think that's good advice. If you're gonna watch it, plan to watch at least the first couple.
In one night?
Yeah, because you're probably gonna wanna. So.
Okay.
But I don't know.
I'm
Self-control,
excited.
people.
Yeah. I'm excited. There's something else I was gonna talk about with the show, but I can't remember. Some sort of hint that they gave, but
yeah,
it'll come to me later. I'm excited. What was our catchphrase for Pick Me Up at 9? I know we said keep the conversation going. Oh,
that's how.
It was have fun and keep the conversation going. Is there anything else you wanted to add?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's been a year and a half since our last episode, so it's been fun.
Yeah.
and hopefully we'll be doing something a little different in the future. So stay tuned. And until then, have fun and
Keep the conversation going. Bye.
Love y'all.
Love y'all.